Hello everybody, I hope you can see me and I hope you can hear me. I'll wait for somebody to respond on the chat, and then I'll tell you why I'm here and the story, the amazing story behind this guitar. I'm just going to play it. Here we go. Hello Frank Drinkwater, so we're reaching Facebook. Hello Maritas, sorry I don't have my glasses on. So we're reaching Facebook. I'm just going to wait for somebody to speak on, hello Mark, I'm just going to wait for somebody to speak on YouTube, and then I know that we're reaching the two main outlets. Hello Ray and Leslie over there in Jarrah. You're the first people to comment on YouTube, so I know that we're reaching YouTube. Okay, this guitar, you can see it. This guitar is Rory Gallagher's guitar. This is Rory's guitar, or it used to be Rory's guitar. It belongs to a fellow called Vincent, who lives in the Netherlands, a Dutch friend of mine, and we were in Germany last Friday for the Rory Gallagher Tribute Festival, and Vincent collects Rory Gallagher gear, okay, guitars, amps, and he had some stuff there with him, and this guitar was one of the guitars that he had with him, and it's a Giffen Q7. Any of you British people will know that Spike Milligan had a TV series in the 1970s, Q5, Q6, Q7. Each series was Q3, Q4, Q5. And the last series that he did was called Q7. British people know who Spike Milligan is. I think it's hard to explain to anybody outside of the United Kingdom who Spike Milligan was or what he was about, but he was a comedian. He was the forerunner of Monty Python, basically. If it wasn't for Monty Python, you probably, if it wasn't for Spike Milligan, you wouldn't have had Monty Python. Anyway, okay. So this guitar is made by Roger Giffen, and it's called the Q7, named after Spike Milligan's TV show. Now, Rory Gallagher bought this guitar from Roger Giffen. Now here's the interesting side of the story. I used to go to Roger Giffen's shop in Kew Bridge in London, on the south bank of the River Thames. Kew Bridge, there's these arches, and there was shops down there, and I happened upon Giffen guitars there one day, and I was like, I think I was about 21, 20, something like that, and I was living in London, and I was kind of lonely and lost and didn't know what I was doing, so I used to go and hang out in this guitar shop. Is everything coming through loud and clear? You can see and hear? So anyway, I would go into Roger Giffen's shop, and I used to play this guitar that he made called the Q7. And he used to have these guitars hanging on the wall, and in all honesty, and I say this in all honesty, that at that time this was the guitar of my dreams. And I haven't played this guitar for probably 35 years. The Giffen Q7. I haven't played it for 35 years. So let's just have a little listen to what it's about. So you've got a humbucker and you've got this tap here. So if you pull this out, it's the single coil, which is what I'm using now. So I'll engage it as a humbucker. Here we go. Listen to the difference. So this guitar, the Giffen Q7, was the guitar of my dreams. And when I was at the guitar, when I was at the Rory Gallagher tribute show last Friday, Vincent was there with this guitar, and I went. He said it's a Giffen Q7, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, a Giffen Q7. I haven't seen a Giffen Q7 for 35 years. I thought about Roger Giffen over the years and where he was. I heard he's working for Gibson now in America, which makes sense because his guitars are so good. So I turned round to Vincent and I said, I used to play one of those guitars in Roger Giffen's shop back in 1980, whatever, 87, 88. And it was a red one. And I thought it was one of the best guitars I'd played ever. And Vincent pointed out that Roger only made 5 of these guitars. Okay. So it's interesting that I used to play a red Giffen Q7 in his shop, and he only made 5 of them. Now, I seem to remember that there was a blue one, a red one. I can't remember anything else, but I remember there was a blue one, and I remember that there was a red one. How many more red ones did he make? How many more of the... So, if he made 5 guitars... One of them was certainly red and one of them was certainly blue. That leaves 3 other guitars. If any one of those other guitars was red, then this might not be the guitar that I used to play at Roger's shop. But the point is, Rory bought this guitar. Rory went into Giffen Guitars and bought this guitar. And I had not met Rory. It was before the Rory Gallagher guitar competition had happened. Before all of that stuff happened. So... Kew Bridge, West London, River Thames, killing time in the afternoon as a lonely, drunken lad, and Nuremberg, Furt Dambach, town outside of Nuremberg, Rory Gallagher Tribute Festival. Guy walks in carrying this guitar. Well, I guess we need to contact Roger Giffen and ask him if he can remember how many red Q7s he made. Anyway, best thing to do is play it. once again, a guitar with a tremolo arm that's properly made and properly set up will stay in tune majority of the time. A bad guitar, badly made and badly set up with a tremolo arm, will go out of tune. I suppose, Golden Bennett, I suppose the single bridge pickup, it's crying out to be a metal guitar or a rock guitar. I mean, you can clean the sound up. My habit's to always go for the neck pickup in the different controls, but the intonation is fantastic, and the neck feels fantastic to play. It's as good as I remember, and I've only just plugged this in today. I've been back from, well, I got it a week ago, but I've been busy, and I've been travelling, and I've had a bad cold, and I'm tired, and Air France lost me luggage, and so I haven't had much time to play it, but it is actually as good as I remember. In fact, I might even go as far as to say it's better. ladies and gentlemen, doing a bit of tapping and a bit of the Van Halen thing and all of that. There's a picture of me with Rory on the day that I won the guitar competition, and there's a picture of us and I'm tapping, and Rory's watching us play. Some smart arse, as there's no shortage of smart arses on the internet who know everything about everything, said to Rory thinks, knock that tapping nonsense off, that silly tapping nonsense off. And the interesting thing is the first guitarist I ever saw doing tapping was Rory Gallagher. Oh dear. So there you go. I used to play, to finish the story, or to repeat the story, I used to go to Roger Giffin's shop in the late 86, 87, 88 and play a Giffen Q7. And I thought it was a fantastic guitar. It was a red one, and I used to go in there and I used to say, can I play it? Can I play it? And Roger would let me play the guitar. He had an assistant worked in there as well. I can't remember that fella's name, but they were friendly fellas. And then I walked out the shop and I didn't happen across Giffen for another 35 years, which happened to be last Friday. And Rory Gallagher bought this guitar. There was only 5 Q7s made. I understand there are only 5 Giffen Q7s made. The one that I used to play in Roger's shop was a red one. How many other red ones of those 5? One of them was blue. So is this the guitar that I used to play? And did it go to Rory Gallagher? Because if it did, it's pretty spooky, because I ended up winning a guitar from Rory Gallagher. And that started a hell of a story. So there you go. I hope you found that interesting, and share this video if any Rory Gallagher fans are out there. Share it, put it on to any Rory Gallagher pages, and maybe people will be interested to hear the story. I will be streaming again tomorrow. Watch out on my Facebook page. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, and 5 p.m. UK time, midday New York time. I don't know what time that is in Los Angeles. It's like 9 a.m. And I'll be doing my normal stream on Sunday night, but I'm streaming tomorrow in conjunction with Hellmaker in Calgary in Canada. I can't remember the word for it. We join up, and I stream to them simultaneously. So wherever you are, watch out for a stream tomorrow, 5 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. German time, midday New York time. Let's play a bit more of this guitar. single pickup Scotsman is it cries metal, doesn't it? I mean, it's a 1980s guitar. Eddie Van Halen was the king of the world. I suppose he still is, but he most certainly was the king of the world back then. So kind of Strat-ish guitars with with humbuckers in the bridge were very much the in thing, and I think this is what this is partly to do with. Go to Giffen Guitars website and look at the guitar players who play Roger Giffen's guitars. Eddie Van Halen, Eric Clapton, Joe Walsh. I mean, the list, Peter Frampton, the list, every A-list guitar player on planet Earth is playing a Giffen guitar. So, let's shred a bit. Let's have a bit of metal, and then I'll kill it. Interestingly enough, this is the kind of thing I used to practice at that time when I was going into Roger Giffen's shop. Tricks and showing off. I thought I would be the coolest cat on the block if I could tap with 8 fingers. So I used to practice that kind of thing. Doesn't make a lot of musical sense, but it impresses people in guitar shops. Doesn't have a great deal of value anywhere else. Haven't tried that for a long time. I missed the bridge pickup, the middle up. Get it together. I missed the neck pickup. You can clean it up and play some country licks. Let's try that. I'm going to call up a backing track. Persona, bell size and RB, night and day, dancing in the taxi rank, ghost guitar, dancing ghost person, sleepy dog, lost soul, note to self. Wakker hood, ik gonna gaan te doen wakker hood. I'll have to tune up to this. What's that? 10. Is that number 10? Bear with us, folks. Yeah, it's a metal guitar, isn't it? Anyway, there you go. Rory Gallagher's guitar. One of Rory Gallagher's guitars, which has found its way into my hands for the next few months. I haven't bought it. It doesn't belong to me, and it hasn't been given to me. It's been loaned to me by the guy who owns it, who owns several of Rory Gallagher's guitars. And when we were in Germany last week, and I told him the story about me playing these guitars, or maybe even this guitar at the Giffen shop, because there was only 5 of them made, and I used to play a red one. He said, take it back to England. So the idea was to bring it back to England, do some YouTube stuff. Here I am. That's all. Streaming tomorrow. Watch out on my Facebook page. I'll be streaming and I'll be prepared. And I'll have some backing tracks ready and I'll be in tune. But I just wanted to talk about this guitar. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.